So I'm Monika Ballman. I'm a virologist and coincidentally also a bird ringer and a ring reader. My main interest is in terns, as already Mario introduced. Today I brought you a story about a nice recovery related to avian flu from a sandwich tern. So sandwich terns are really nice species to study. They are long-term migrators, so they are wintering in Africa. And they can also live very long life, so you can come across really crazy life histories. And on a good day, if you go to a good spot, you can read actually over 100 colorings, so it's also quite a productive and satisfying kind of hobby. Well, if you go to the Algarve, it's not the best spot to read sandwich tern rings, but there are also a lot of other nice species like flamingos and spoonbills and all kinds of waders. So we went there in October and we read over 1,000 colorings from 734 individuals from 24 species, and they came from 17 countries. So it was a super productive ring reading trip. But out of those, only 6 were coming from sandwich terns. The reason is that it's not a very good place to read sandwich tern rings because there are no good roosts there. But there was a nice one among those 6. There was a chick from Tesso that was ringed this year by Mark Leopold and Bernard Spans in the new colony of Prince Hendriksandijk. And we found him in the Santa Lucia salt pen. But why are we so happy with each and every alive recoveries of sandwich terns? Well, we spent the last 2 years more or less like this. So in the Netherlands, but all around Northwestern Europe, the tern populations were hit by avian flu really hard. And most of our recoveries were like this, at least last year, and this year was slightly better, but so not very happy story. If you were lucky during the cleaning sessions, you found them that they were already dead. But if you were not lucky, they were still suffering. So within just a few weeks in 2022, we lost over 10,000, just in the Netherlands alone, 10,000 sandwich terns and common terns. So these were our ring reading sessions for a whole season. But will this horror ever end? So you can watch and, let's say, sit without doing anything, or you can also do research. So together with Vogeltrijkstation, who are coordinating the zoonosis program, we joined this initiative. And we did a big sampling campaign this year in sandwich terns. And in 4 sampling locations, we collected almost 200 samples from chicks and 105 samples from adults. And we have collected swab samples from the chicks and from the adults to check if they are actively infected with the virus, and blood and samples to check if they have already antibodies. Well, we have nice results already, but I will only present one today. Of course, we're also coloring every bird so that we can track their long-term survival. As such, we can see, well, if they are surviving or not, and how that relates to their, the sampling results. So we have already many results, but the nicest one so far is 1 out of 180 chicks that were coloring on Tesso this year. 50 were sampled for the presence of avian flu. And out of those, only 1 tested positive for the presence of from H5N1 at the time of sampling. But then later on in the season, the flu wiped through the colony, and actually they lost hundreds of chicks again. But this positive chick was not found dead in the colony when they did the cleanup. But it was also not reported later elsewhere. So actually, the destination of the chick was unknown. Until the lucky Friday 13th in Portugal, when we went on a ring reading trip and found blue TZR alive and healthy in the Santa Lucia salt pens. So there is a glimmer of hope. Actually, blue TZR is only one of those chicks that were tested positive as a chick in the colony, and they still managed to fledge, unlike many of their fellows. So coloring reading is more important than ever, and it's also delivering now not just information about migration, survivor, dispersal, but also about avian flu, and if we have, yeah, it's really contributing to science in a different way now. And just a few days ago, I got another very happy message from a colleague from Menorca. They found blue teas that are now in the Mediterranean Sea, so it's still alive and kicking. And yeah, today is also about connections, or birds connecting people. Actually, the whole Menorcan Ornithology Association is super happy, and now everybody's out and reading tern rings because they heard the story of blue teazatar, and they are very enthusiastic to collaborate and provide some data. And I also got, since then, actually it was only 5 days ago, very happy emails from other Portuguese colleagues that, hey, we heard the story and we will help you finding more of your birds. So it's really a nice thing to do. And you can also help us next year, of course.